Hello my crafty friends, it's Chrissie here from Second Chance Creation. Welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday afternoon here in Australia in New South Wales, and I hope you're either crafting, spending time with the family, or just relaxing, chilling out. My thoughts are for those that are affected by the World Health Challenge at the moment. Also, g'day to all my international crafters. I'm presenting to you my next Grunge journal, which will be listed in my Etsy store. I've had absolutely fun putting this together. You know me, I'm enjoying my grunge. In my previous video, I've given you an insight of it, so I'm not going to go through too many of the details. But it's come out a bit thicker than what I wanted, but it come out beautiful. I must give recognition to Sigita from Coffee Stains, and also Laurie from Girl on the Ridge, Chrissie from Chrissie Crosser, Bonny from Bonny and Clive, and Raelie from Crafts from the Dungeon. And because I've incorporated a few of their ideas and a couple of the goodies, and but mainly the ideas from Chrissie, from Laurie, and from Sigita. So yeah, I'm a bit excited because I've finished it. So I'm calling this, I've changed the picture on the front. One of my skins that I saved when I started them, fell in love with this picture, and it's called Sunday at Home. It's got the little print just down the bottom. You might just see it there. And I just liked how it looked with the number 2, because it's a pattern piece. So yeah, so I've used that on the front cover. It does have a lot of old vintage laces in here that I've incorporated, that I've had for a long time, and I thought, well, let's give someone else the enjoyment. So I've incorporated in this journal. The cover is made from the corrugated cardboard. The inside has been stitched. I've did a bit of sewing in this, and just a little bit of hand sewing. This is to represent like a doorway, so I've got a little key just here on the front. Okay, little charm. I think I've only got 2. This is the smallest one. And I've used a beautiful old vintage button, and of course my metal filigree that I showed you in the previous video. Just popped a little ball pin with the black piece of necklace just to pick up the bit of black in here. And I discovered my tulle, polka dot tulle that I coffee dyed, that I thought I didn't have anymore, so I've used that inside and more outside. Just peeking through here. This is a doily, snippet of a doily, and I was lucky enough to find some cheesecloth a while ago, and oh, I love it. I never understood why crafters went wow over it. I do now. I love it. Here's some more of that lovely vintage slice. Here's a little tattered trim, quite old as well, this one. And I had some of my dangle trim that I coffee dyed a long time ago. A piece of linen cloth here. And here's my hand stitching, the black, just to pick up some of the black from the stitching. Here's a bit more peeking through of the little tulle. I've just put a little snippet in there. And on the back, it actually holds an envelope. This was gifted to me quite a while ago. I just changed it, took all the bling off, grunged it up a little bit, and put a button on the front here. And I can't remember who gifted this to me, so if you're watching and it's your envelope, just let me know. But yeah, I've changed it a little bit to grunge it up a little bit. Beautiful, beautifully made, whoever made it. And it opens up, and it has a big journaling card, and this is cloth. I was lucky enough to purchase 1/2 metre of this vintage cloth that has various patterns on it, like labels and tickets, and yes, and of course it had farmhouses and cows and chickens and all that in there as well. So, and being Sunday at home, this sort of lend itself appropriately, and it's nice and colourful. But again, grunged it up a little bit, put a little tab on here. But what happens is you open it up, and you've got a whole page. Oops. Look at that, even a postcard in there. A whole page of actual writing paper that was coffee dyed as well. Okay, so you can use that for journaling, and a little secret little postcard. And that just folds together just like that, and then it just goes back into the envelope. Just like that. Beautiful, love it. And then if you still haven't got enough writing space, I've popped on here a really heavy coffee stained piece of paper. Look at that. No, I didn't colour this. It was all, whatever it was that splattered on it, I think when I did my curtains, because I have paper underneath the wash line, and that's what happened. And that just tucks in here. So this is quite a large pocket. And this fabric is a piece of linen. So I can't remember where I got that from. And it was already all scrunched up. I thought, oh, that'll lend itself quite nicely. And of course, you remember this is the curtain fabric. Quite old as well. And there's that beautiful vintage lace. So the closure is pretty easy. Nice coffee stained piece of lace trim. I've attached it, and bit of linen cloth under here, more corrugated, but going the opposite way to make it look like a doorway. And that was you know, Sunday at home, they're all at home, so that represents the doorway of a house. So let's venture inside. I have changed the inside as well a little bit. I used that different lace. Remember, I had a really funny coloured lace, and I just didn't like it. So I coffee stained some more of that lace, and you can still see the music notes through that. Beautiful, beautiful crochet, beautiful trims this. Absolutely love this. Made a little pocket and to hold your pen. Okay. I wish I had a fancy pen, but I don't have a fancy pen. Bowl pins with some pink and black little seed beads on there. Bit of crochet doily. Little cluster. So there's plenty of journaling paper there, but because some of the pages are quite staggered, and I got this idea from Laurie from Girl from the Ridge, and yeah, I did I watched their live with Maggie White, and it was really fun. So that just flips out like that. And my little tuck spot. This is one of my skins. Paper ruffle. Love this pretty flower applique. Here is another one of the piece of cloth from my fabric, and it looks like a family reunion or something. It's just a little flip just there. Here I've made a tuck spot with that curtain. Would have seen my last video, and I've just popped on some doily trim and just a little bulb pin with a little butterfly. And here you have, it looks like an old note, 1861, the dates on it. I've got no idea what it means, but anyway, you can journal on the back of that. This is an index card that I cut in half, coffee dyed a long time ago, but it holds 2 fragile pieces of paper from a Australian Woman's Weekly magazine dated 1945. So this is in the original condition, okay? So there's a couple of real gems in here, and that's why I've popped it in there to keep it safe. Bit more of a corrugated piece of cardboard, applique flower underneath, and just some fabric with a little bit of pink in it. Here I've made a little pocket envelope with plenty of paper to journal on, and some more paper to journal on. And here I've just made a little tag, the pocket with a ticket, just on the back, just like that. And you can journal on the back of that tag. Lovely pink coffee dyed pink ruffle just there. Here I've made just a little tag with a girl. We're probably all familiar with her because she's around. And just put it on some coloured book paper, and there's enough room to journal on, so I didn't want to really put back it with anything. And this is a tuck, and it's actually a clothing tag. There's 2 of them. And put a brad on, and I'll show you in a minute. it holds, oops, it holds another envelope that just goes in there. So you can journal on the back of these clothing tags, okay? And also look at this button. It's those pearl shell buttons, or whatever you call them, seashells or whatever, but it's absolutely gorgeous. A lady gave it to me who's cleaning out the mother's. Does that go on here or on here? I can just put it up here. Her mother's house, so you know, you don't know how old that is. And this is a little, looks like an envelope, but it's not. And I've popped on one of my little envelopes here, and it's got Home Sweet Home, backed on some cheesecloth, but this wraps out, and it's 12 inches long of journaling. So, there's plenty there. And then, of course, this opens up and more journaling. So you're not short of journaling spaces if you're an avid journaler. And that just tucks in there. So you can probably use that anywhere you like. Another little cluster, the fabric curtain, tea bag, and, of course, the little dangle that I had, that I found. It's amazing what you find. And, yes. Now, some of my wax paper just here. And look at how this turned out. Just love it. This is a little seed envelope or a coin envelope. I can't remember. But I've made it into a flip. And inside, it's a little tag. Well, you think it's a tag, don't you? I used one of my skins, which is on cardstock, and popped on a little label. But what happens is it comes out and you've actually got some writing paper in there. Okay? And then when you flip it over, but wait, you've got a little tag coming out of there. So there's little hidden things to keep you guessing. Okay, tag. Remember, I might have had a little piece of lace fabric here. Kept coming off. It was bugging me. So I've made a little tag. I had a piece of my collaged piece of scrap cardstock left. So I cut it up, and you can journal on that, and that just goes on there. And of course the paper clip does have a purpose, and this is you know, one of my skins, corrugated cardboard, lace, bit of twine, little piece of flower trim. And what happens here is that actually opens up, so you've got a page extension there. Okay, and that's what holds this together. Hence the paper clip. And then you've got another tuck spot here if you wanted to put something under there. Okay, so you've got another tuck spot there. Here is just a flip down, bit of a collage. Another little bulb pins with some beautiful, I've got so many of the seed beads, I thought I might as well use them in this journal. Here I've made an upper corner tuck, button, piece of doily, some more of that cheesecloth, and just one of those tickets backed onto some brown packaging cardstock, cardboard, paper ruffle, and just finished off with this tiny little rick-rack. And this twine was of a fabric, and I thought, oh, because I don't throw any of this away, I have a box of fuzzies, and if it's in your way, you know, just trim it off. Here's another bit of fabric, bit of collage there, curtain, some pink coffee dyed linen fabric, cheesecloth, applique, and a really cool button. I'll just see if I can. Look at this cool button. Look at the texture on that. And what I've done is I've just popped on some black ribbon. So doily, this is the part that I changed as well. You might have remembered in the last video it was a bright polka dot fabric. It was bugging me, so I got rid of it because I found the teal one. and popped on this pretty piece of doily that I cut up a long time ago, and I think it's the last piece, a button, and I've just popped on some threads in here, and some more journaling paper, tuck spot, bit of a ruffle, piece of applique, just there, it's gorgeous, another bowl pin, and this comes just there. It was meant to be a journal cover topper. It didn't happen, so I just cut it off, and this is going to be a bookmark. Alright, so you can use it as a bookmark. I don't think I mentioned that, and that just lives here at the front. So yeah, I did a fair bit of collaging there, and various snippets. Just finish it off with some really soft, it's like a yeah, like a Hessian twine or something, but oh, it feels nice and soft, and that's a bookmark, hence why it lives over there. Okay, let's get back into it. Where were we? Okay, were we here? Have we been here? Yes, we were there. We were there. Oh, here she is. We were there. Okay, more seed beads. We've been there. Been there. Sorry, ladies, lost my spot. Upper tuck. Oh, yes, here's that button. Okay, and here's that doily. Here she is. Yes. Little envelope, and some more paper in there to journal on as well. Just there, some more journal on, and that just tucks nicely behind the pretty lace, and giggle. That's what we sometimes do, don't we, when we're at home on weekends, giggle at the kids. Sometimes, maybe. Some more of that lovely lace. Here, look, she's getting weighed. Might be at school, might be at the doctor's, and look at the haircut they used to have in those days. Let's see if I can close that up that way. Look at the haircut on it. She looks really serious, doesn't she? Must be, yeah, she's getting weighed. Man, oh man. Okay. And again, you know, plenty of room to journal on. And of course this flips up as well. So I've got another place to journal on. This is the picture I was going to use for the front cover, but I decided not to. Made a tag out of it, and that just tucks into there. And I've had this waxed cardstock, but it's like like woven paper. I don't know what it is, but when I waxed it, it came out beautiful, and I had a piece of strip left, so I've popped that on there, finished off with this beautiful little trim, and you know, it's a tuck spot with various tags inside. Little piece of applique, and a lovely old button, and here's another photo. You know, they're all in the garden, family at home, Sunday at home. Look at the hats they wore then for the sun. And I had a piece of paper stock left, and I've just popped that on there, and you can journal on both of those. Sorry, ladies, I bumped you there. Look at this, oh, unbelievable. And this button here as well is so cool. Look at it. No, it's not going to do it. Maybe if I stop. No. Okay. Maybe that way. There you go. And that look cool. Here I've made like a corner tuck envelope thingy. I was just experimenting with a book page. Made a little tag. It's come out of a magazine. Birthday wishes. Yes, Sunday. Family at home. Let's have a party. Cheesecloth. And I've actually glued that on my book page, and which was covered with paper napkin. Just like that. And stitched around it. Used some of this beautiful old, really lovely, like a grey blue lace. And you can journal on that. So that's a tuck spot. And I got a snippet out of the dictionary, and it says family. Oh, it didn't work very well. Okay. Family. The word, what the word family means. So I thought that was pretty cool. Little ruffle. Open her up, and you can journal on here. little tag, and then you've got a little tag here, okay, and then you've got a side tuck, and look, there's another linen cloth, a house, and that just goes in here, and that goes in there, and you've got your little pink tag just there. So I thought that was pretty good. And of course, once I've put it on, I realised I should have put a button there, you know, to close it up. But hey, it's all good. Ruffle, paper ruffle, one of Bonny's stamps. This is of an original, out of a book. I've used the original library card, envelope and the library card. Here's a washi tape that was gifted to me by Raelie from Crafts from the Dungeon. Thank you. She's given me a few little bits and pieces. And then on the back is another tuck spot. There's a collage of my papers there, and with a little boy and girl hand in hand. Look at that. And you can journal on the back of that. And of course, that beautiful lace trim, and this the envelope. I won't go through this because it's going to take up too much of my time. I've only got a couple of minutes left. Just watch the last video and I explained to you, and it's got the old letter in it as well, and how I got hold of this, okay? And some more seed beads, beautiful doily trim, the edging I should say. On the back, a little booklet. This was gifted to me by one of the Junk Journal Junksters Down Under ladies, thank you. And I've popped on a little ticket, Gloucester Central. They must be going on a train somewhere. And just tucks behind here, but then this also flips open, and you've got a little grungy little notepad on there. And this is a the lid of the Cornetto ice cream cone, okay, and a decoupage this from a napkin, cheesecloth, bulb pin, and look at that beautiful trim, that crochet trim. So that just closes it up just like that, and of course that's all fallen out because I was moving it around, but that just tucks in the back. Closure is pretty easy. I just go around it twice. Don't like to have it twisted. And just curls around the button just like that. Always the way when you're making a video, you're all fingers and thumbs. So doesn't that look pretty? I just love it. So I've really had fun making it. And like I said, one signature and 15 pages all up, plus all the extras. And it's 16.5 by 6.5 wide, and 22, 8 3/4 long. So yeah, so love it. And there's a little bookmark, and I just love all that layering. And of course the skin was from the idea came from Sigita from Coffee Stain. So I'll put all the ladies' links below that I mentioned. Thank you for the inspiration. And Chrissie's, I don't have anything in here from Chrissie's, but I just love her idea with lots of envelopes, lots of tuck spots, and I like really enjoy watching her channel as well. So you know what you've got to do. I know what I'm doing. I've got to list this on my Etsy, and I've got another journal happening, and this will be Shabby Chic Grunge. Okay, so until next time, you know what you've got to do. Happy crafting. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Until next time. Bye for now.